So this evening we'll be recognizing the best in local high school athletics. And unlike our favorite family sports comedies, the outcomes weren't scripted. We asked readers of the Wilson Times to pick the best players, coaches, teams, and games of the decade, and many of the winners are here with us tonight. We thank you all for being here. I would like to thank everyone who participated in Best of the Decade voting and salute all of our valued nominees. Thanks also to my colleagues at the Wilson Times. Shanna Hoover, our Director of Sales and Marketing, is here with us. Rich Brest, our Regional Circulation Director. Jimmy Lewis, our Assistant Sports Editor, and our sports staff. Paul Durham, our Sports Editor. Tom Ham and Jack Frederick, our sports writers, for all of their help coordinating the event and all that they do to cover high school athletics here in the Wilson County area. Thanks also go out to our sponsors, Wilson Regional Orthopedics, Earl Boykin Sports and Embroidery, and Wilson Flowers and Market, who provided tonight's table centerpieces. Sports can teach us a lot about life, from hard work and perseverance to fair play and leadership. I'm sure all the athletes and coaches in the room would agree that the lessons we learn on the court, field, track, and pitch are just as valuable as the ones we learn in the classroom. We're here to celebrate greatness in local athletics over the past decade.
I just want to say thank you to everyone that voted for me, and I want to thank not only my family but God to allow me to keep wrestling not only in college but also at the Olympic training site. And I actually have to go catch a flight right now, so thank y'all.
Thank you so much for the award. I had a great time at Fike. I was lucky to be there for as long as I was, but I have a lot of people to be thankful for at Fike. Thank you.
Well, I'm proud of Wilson County as a student athlete, and I was coached by some really good coaches. Will Flowers was one of them, so, and Jim Boykin was another one. And they coached me, and I learned a lot of things from those guys. So I'm very appreciative of this award. I'd like to thank Wilson Daily Times. I'd like to thank everybody that voted for me, and thank all the sponsors who made this happen. Thank you.
I would like to thank all the people that voted for me. It was quite a surprise when I got the phone call because the last couple of seasons been kind of trying at Beddingfield, but we're getting better. What makes coaching so much fun is seeing the people that you spent so much time with in the gym grow up to be just great people. And that's what we try to do as coaches, not make them better players, but make them great people. And just tonight, I see a lot of my former players and Casey over there. I'm sitting eating dinner with her, and she's also my attorney, so it's a great profession. Thanks.
I'd like to just say thank you to the Wilson Daily Times and congratulations to all the other nominees and winners tonight. Thank you.
Wow, what an honor. I'll make this brief. I just want to thank all the sponsors and hosts for this event, all those who nominated and voted for me. To receive this amazing recognition, thank you. I'd like to thank God because I'm just a vessel, and without Him, I'm just an ordinary guy. So thank you. Thank you to my family for supporting me, specifically Lauren, my wife, my son Riley, who saw me very little during the season over the years due to travel on late nights. Thank you to Community Christian School, faculty, and staff for giving me the opportunity to start a program, build it into a successful program, and just be a positive influence in their school and community. And last but not least, thanks goes out to student athletes and the parents for making this journey such an amazing chapter in my life. Without you all, this wouldn't have been possible. You're the real winners tonight. Thank you.
Sorry I couldn't be there tonight. I want to make sure I thank our community, our school, our players. I want to give a special thanks to all my coaches. I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of my former players back coaching with me. We've had 17 total. Currently I have 8 on my staff. The only coach that did not play for me is our athletic director, Robbie Kennedy, who's been with me all 22 years of being a head coach. That's the main reason we've had our success, and want to make sure I gave a special thank you to them. Appreciate the Wilson Daily Times and all they do for us as well. Hope you guys have a good night. Thank you very much.
I think all the coaches in the room know without good athletes, without parental support of the school, support of a good spouse, these things just don't happen. But I'd also like to just take a moment and thank the Daily Times. This may be the last time I get to do this publicly, but their coverage of local sports is just off the charts. And if you go to other communities in eastern North Carolina, you just don't see this. And I want to thank them for what they've done to support our athletes and our coaches and just to promote sports in Wilson County. Thank you very much.
Hey, let me go off with what he said. I had to follow a legend with Jim Boykin, and he left me with some good stuff behind it, boys and girls. But this is a reflection of players, and I've got one player back there that was phenomenal to me, and I wouldn't be standing here without the good players that we have, like thank Wilson Daily Times, the sponsors, and everybody that voted for me. Thank you.
Hey everyone, sorry I couldn't be there tonight, but thank you so much to the Wilson Times and everyone that voted for me. Soccer has always been a passion of mine, and just being able to grow up in this community and then also give back to the community through coaching has been a blessing in itself. Definitely have grown over the last decade, just competing against other talented coaches, and then with all the talented players that I've had as well, which makes things a lot easier on my side. But again, thank you for everyone that's given me the opportunity to become a coach in this community, and I'm just looking forward to the next 10 years.
I'd like to thank everybody that took the time to vote online and nominate me as a girls soccer coach of the decade. I'm very proud to represent Wilson County Schools as well as all the Wilson community. As Ms. Pegram said, I've had players that have represented me within the community, and I hope that I instilled character in them and integrity as well. And I'm very thankful for the nomination and for the vote.
Just to piggyback on what everyone else has said, thanks to all the voters. Big thanks to a lot of these names that sound familiar to you. Dexter Sims, who gave me my first opportunity to coach when it was Garden Vic Middle School, and I coached my first middle school game behind the Wilson Memorial Hospital. I told people whenever we had a Monday home game, I'd have to stay Sunday till it got dark to make sure the field didn't get vandalized. But Dexter Sims, Bob Pope gave me my first chance to coach in high school, and I worked for some great principals, and I know Debra could say the same. Glenn Reeves, Nelson Johnson, F.T. Franks, and now currently J.T. Tribula. A big thanks to my athletic director, Jody O'Neill, and my right-hand man, Mitch Hayes, but my biggest thanks of all to all the players I've ever had an opportunity to coach these last 15 years. Thank you.
First of all, thank you very much for Wilson Times and all the sponsors. And thank you so much for this honor and everyone who voted for me. I feel so blessed to be able to work with such wonderful athletes and swimmers and just play a small part in their development. It's been an honor to coach with my husband at Hunt, and it has been a pleasure to see all of our swimmers grow, not only inside the pool, but also outside the pool. Thanks again. I'm very honored. Thank you. I've got one more thank you. I also want to thank my husband, who has been behind me every step of the way, and without him, I wouldn't be the coach I am. So I want to thank him as well. Thank you.
I just can't say enough about Wilson Daily Times and them doing this. I'd like to go back and thank Jimmy Tillman and John Gay for taking a chance on a golf club and making him into a tennis coach. And I'll piggyback on what people have said. I wouldn't be here without an outstanding group of both boys and girls playing for me. And they deserve this as much as I do. And I want to thank my wife particularly. As somebody said, there were a lot of late nights. She's had to put up with me being gone a lot, coaching 3 sports for most of my high school career. So thank you to everybody who voted for me. Appreciate it.
I just want to thank Wilson Times for sponsoring this, and thank the administration at Fike and the parents and the students, because we wouldn't be here today without all their hard work and dedication. Thank you very much.
It's an honor to be here on behalf of Coach Mike Wickham. I was able to step in at a time where he unfortunately was hospitalized, and even from his hospital bed, he was still coaching. I spent many hours with him watching film, and so he was still coaching from the bed, and he continued to do that to his last days. So I just want to say thank you on behalf of Coach Mike Wickham.
I'd just like to say thank you for everyone that voted for me, and thank you to my supporters, friends and family and everything, and thank you for some great coaches coaching me along the way and teaching me some life lessons. Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm honored to accept this award tonight. I'd first like to thank the Wilson Times and all the sponsors that put on this event tonight. Specifically, I'd like to thank, and I don't think they're here, Tom Ham and Paul Durham for their coverage during my career. I know they were at pretty much every game and every Saturday or whenever we had a game. I was always looking forward to just, read the articles in the paper the next day. I'd like to thank my parents who've always been there for me, my friends, my twin sister. And also I'd like to thank my teammates. I wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for the teammates. My teammates, I think, I've had so many great teammates, I can't name all of them, so I'm not going to call everybody out. But finally, and I think most importantly, I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for Coach Pegram. And in my eyes, she's the best coach in the state of North Carolina, so I'll credit this giving to her.
I want to say thank you to the Wilson Times, the sponsors. Thank you to my family, friends, and coaches that supported me. Thank you for everyone that voted for me, and congrats to all the winners.
Thank you all for voting for me, all the support all along. Sadly, when my running career has continued, I think I'm most proud of all the athletes that I worked with me and carry on my day-to-day. Thank you.
Hey, it's Zonovan. Hope everybody in attendance is having a great time. Sorry I couldn't be there, but I'm currently getting ready to play a game. I want to thank Wilson Daily Times for nominating me for this award, and I especially want to thank everybody who contributed to the voting. I've been blessed to be a part of the Firebird family, and I hope everybody has a great evening. Go Pack.
I'd like to thank our Wilson Country Club for putting this event on, and hosting us, and Wilson Daily Times for all they did. I'd like to thank my family, my coach, and congrats to all the other winners tonight. Thank you.
I want to thank all of you guys who voted for me and my talent, thought enough of me to vote for me. My family, I wouldn't be here without them. Coach Boykin, who taught me, and he's like a daughter to him. And David Bryant for all of the countless hours of the golf course. And thank you guys.
I just want to say thank you to whoever nominated me. I was very pleased to see my name up there with all the highly respected people that were on that list. And thank you, Wilson Daily Times, for the award, and thank you for the people who voted for me.
I want to start off by saying thanks to everyone who voted for me. I also want to thank my coaches and my friends and family and my mom for supporting me and making me work harder each and every year. And I hope to continue playing soccer in college. Thanks.
Hey everybody. Woo, spotlight on. First and foremost, I want to thank the Wilson Times for putting this on because this is awesome. And yeah, y'all don't hold your breath for my little speech I got going on here. Okay. Wow, 20 years. What a ride it has been. My parents have made the ultimate sacrifice in their lives to get me games, practices, and lessons. And there's no way I could repay them for all they've done. They've worked hard and supported my decision to play college softball. And as well, I owe all the respect and thank you to my once-in-a-lifetime coaches. Let me throw my eyes so I can read. Lee Davis, Max Smith, Jimmy Fawcett, Brent Radford, Chad Myers, Thurman Tate, Coy Triplett, Reese Sitterson, Philip Jordan, Charles Davis, Kelly Benson, Jeremy Howard, Mitch Hayes, Junior Bailey, and the best pitcher coach, Amy Gardner. I would not trade a mile I have ridden in the car with my family across this beautiful country, or the lifelong friends I've made in the process. I'm beyond grateful to accept this award, and this could not have been possible without Ashley Warren, Caitlin Jones, Nikki Womble, Caroline Smith, Natalie Boykin, Jenna Pate, Sydney Spate, Candace Wilkins, Alicia Nutt, Courtney Miles, Doodle Radford, Morgan Evans, and Kiana Williams. Our dream became reality on June 2012. One of the best memories I have playing softball, easily.
is standing at shortstop watching Candace Wilkins dive over the fence in the state championship game to make the third out. Our fans gave her a standing ovation as she ran off the field. To my brother and sister, Mac and Luke, thank you for spending every weekend of your childhood at the ball field. It will always mean a lot to me. To my dad, thank you for every pep talk, every lesson learned, every tear shed, and all the good memories we've shared. Oh, and for catching those moving pitches that I know you just loved. Ooh, Lord. To my mom, thank you for following me every mile, and no matter where the shiny yellow ball took us, you were there, always making sure I was hydrated and cheering me on every pitch. This one's for the four of y'all. Thank you.
I'd like to thank the Wilson Times for putting this on together. I thank my parents for sacrificing all their time for me, and my coaches back there. I know Coach Rob and Coach Christel love me to death. I love them too. And thank God, because without him I wouldn't be here. And that's it. Go Bulldogs.
I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who voted for me, and thank you to my parents who supported me through 10 years of swimming, and thank you to all the coaches who got me here. Thank you.
I'm nervous. I'm sorry.
First, I want to thank God. I'd like to thank my mother and father for always encouraging me to be the best I can be. I want to thank my sister for paving the way. I would also like to thank all my coaches that have done anything for me. Thanks to Wilson Times and all the supporters for sponsoring this award program. And last but not least, thank you to all who voted for me. Thank you.
Well, hello everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. This wonderful initiative has afforded me an opportunity to reflect on the nature of achievement and its dependence not on pure athleticism, but on the collective efforts of many, many people. It was only right that my father was recognized about 20 minutes before me, and I've been able to see firsthand his impact on countless athletes and myself, the biggest benefactor of his support. Thank you everyone for a wonderful event. While I'm up here, I want to encourage us all to understand and value the impact that you have on the lives of everyone that surrounds you. Thank you.
Wow, I'll start off and say this was a great honor. I couldn't believe when I heard that I'd actually gotten it. It's been quite a journey coming from a small school. I definitely say that Community Christian School has shaped me into the person that I am today, and I'm very proud of it. I wouldn't be here without my parents and without the good Lord, most importantly, but also to a very special coach that believed in me. Many of you know that I played every sport just about the Community Christian School offered, and running was never my favorite. In fact, it was my least favorite. But I always knew that I liked to run, and I was always pretty fast, whether it was on the court or on the field. But my coach, Coach Bryan, he saw potential in me. He pushed me to put in more mileage, to go the extra mile, and to get faster. And for him, I owe all the credit to, because I wouldn't have stuck with it without you. So, thank you.
I'd like to thank Wilson Daily Times as well as all the sponsors for putting this on. We couldn't do this without any of y'all. I'd like to thank my parents and my friends for always supporting me and pushing me to better myself, no matter what it was, as well as God for opening up the many doors that He's continued to show in my path. Thank you all.
As Brooke so well did, she recognized all 14 girls that was on this team. It wouldn't have been possible without them. Our two managers, Tierra Taylor and Monique Ransom, two assistant coaches, Kelly Benson and Mitch Hayes, who's with us this evening, and our scorekeeper, Wallace Sexton. If I can encourage everyone that's here tonight, whether it's sports or life, two things. Number one, never give up. This team started 3-2, and we kind of had a come to Jesus meeting before we play our next game, and we ended up finishing 28-4 and winning the state title. Second thing I'll tell you before we sit down is not everyone's going to be your fan. You're always going to have critics. You just got to keep your head down and keep moving. I'll never forget, and Jimmy named the school, I won't name the school, but we were playing in the Eastern Final, and we were playing in the if game. We had won game 1, they had won game 2. They beat up on us pretty good game 2, 8-3. And about the third game, I tried to prepare the girls when they were coming over for what they'd be facing, and the way I remember it, they had streamers, balloons, posters, they had everything, you know, minor setback for a major comeback, all these different things. And I never forget, I said, well, that's cute, over there in front of their dugout, there was an old redheaded lady, grandmother, and she was standing beside a sign that said, "In God We Trust." I said, you can't be mad with that. About the 5th inning, I went out to argue a call that I didn't think was right at second base. When I turned around, right beside that sign, "In God We Trust," that same cute little red-headed grandmother was giving me the finger. And I thought to myself, I said, you know what? Not everyone's going to be our fans. There's going to be critics out there, especially when you're doing the right thing. But very deserving of this group of girls and coaches. And like Jimmy said, it just all came together. Last thing, and then we'll sit down. We were down to our last 6 outs in the second round of the playoffs, the round of 32. We were down 6-2. We came back, won that game 7-6, and from the 3rd round on, every game that mattered, we won every game by 1 run. Many of those in extra innings. And all of those are credit to these girls right here and how hard they work. And they have a memory, I have a memory, and I think Wilson County has a memory that'll last for a lifetime. Thank you.
Again, I'd like to say thanks to everybody. You know, a coach is really defined by their players. And they've helped my career. I've been on the sidelines with the boys and with the girls almost 25 years. I can tell you about the big wins and the big losses, but I tried to forget those. I'm very grateful for Philip Thompson. He reached out to me in 1995. I was sitting in the coach's office at Campbell, and he had called and they were looking for a travel coach. And that phone call is what led me to Wilson, to buy a home here and be part of the community. I've lived here now longer than I've lived in New York. I still got a whole lot of Yankee left, but I'm very thankful for this award. Appreciate it.
Basically, wanted to say thank you to everybody here in the Wilson community. We're not originally from Wilson. We were from down the road in Wayne County, and Coby came over his 9th grade year over at Greenfield, and this community just opened their arms to him and to our family. We would like to thank you all for allowing him to come over, affording him the platform and the support so that he would grow as a player. He couldn't be here today. The Bulls are on a 4-game road trip on the West Coast. They're scheduled to play Sacramento, I think Monday night, and then he'll be headed back home to Chicago. But he is very grateful and thankful for the Wilson community. Thank you.